Most preppers have days, weeks, or even months worth of food and water stored.
But some forget that what goes in must come out.
Most of us in the Western world take for granted that when we need to go to the toilet, we can go, do our business, and just flush it away, and that's the problem solved. But there's many situations where that may not be the case, whether that's a local event, such as local flooding, power cut at the pumping station, water leak, or it could be a bigger event such as an SHTF. Today we're going to look at alternative ways of dealing with waste.
So it's important to remember that while you don't have proper toilet facilities due to loss of power or whatever, that you make sure that you separate your waste correctly. So you have an area for wees and an area for poops.
That's right, yeah. If you don't keep them separate, pretty soon it'll make a pretty smelly mess. So as Laura said, you need to keep them separate. And while us guys can go pretty much anywhere,
Most of us girls need to sit down.
yes, that's right. So we're quite fortunate in our house. We have two toilets. We have one upstairs and we have one downstairs. So our plan, should anything happen, is to use the downstairs ones for number ones only, and the upstairs toilet for number twos. But obviously, we won't be using the toilet. We'll be using our alternative facilities.
So quite a few years ago, when we used to go camping, Robert got me this toilet because I couldn't just go anywhere. So basically, we decided that we would use this for our preps. It's just like a normal toilet. Obviously, it's got a proper seat, a proper lid, and then all you do is just lift up the seat, and it's got this little bucket inside, handle and everything, so you don't even have to touch it. Obviously, that would be down whilst you were on it, so nothing would come into contact with that. And then you would just take off the lid, obviously, to use it. Store the lid wherever, just behind it to the side, and then it's got a bucket inside. We've just stored some toilet paper in there. As I say, we used it for camping. Obviously, pop it in there, and that would be it. And then one thing that you must remember is you need to keep your toilet paper separate. So you could put it in a carrier bag, or if you had a little bin or something. But you must make sure that you don't put it in with your business.
That's right, yeah. We've got two metal bucket style waste bins with lids on, ready for the paper to go into. Basically, our plan is to line that with a strong rubbish bag, um, wipe, and pop it in the bin. Obviously, once it's full, we can burn it basically, and that gets rid of that. The good thing about this little camping toilet with the bucket, obviously it catches it all, but then very conveniently you can use the urine around your garden if you have a vegetable garden or even a flower garden. Um, I know it's waste, but it's actually quite a good waste urine. It can be used around the garden. It's very rich in nitrogen. Um, I mean, I don't know if I'd really want to pour it onto my veggies or whatever, but certainly onto a rose bush or a flower garden would be fine. Obviously just rinse it out and it's ready to go again.
So, talking of being ready to move on to number twos, we also bought this little toilet. This was off Amazon. I think it was about £20. Don't
Yeah,
know what that works out at in
about 20
dollars,
twenty
but
five pounds. Maybe it's around $30. I'd guess. I don't know. I'm sorry, but maybe it's no more than $30. Um, yeah, as Laura said, we bought this. This is a folding toilet, so it's similar to the camping toilet, except for instead of having a bucket, you line it with the bags. Um, Again, I would use a heavy duty bag. These ones kind of came with it. It's I wouldn't like to put too much in. Let's just say in case it rips, it'll be a bit of a mess. Um, but our plan for this is after you're done, again, wipe, tie it in a little doggy bag, doggy waste bag, and then put it in the other metal bin that we have. For the actual waste in the toilet, cover it with sawdust flakes. This just covers it. I mean, you could use cat litter as well, and it just helps to keep the smell down. Again, it's, as you can see on the picture, it's got a lid to close. Um, just keep on top of it. Make sure that you use a generous portion of covering material, and make sure that you're emptying it regularly. Um, Obviously the bags we've got, they say they're biodegradable. If you're using regular trash bags, they perhaps won't be. Um, but just be mindful that when you're disposing of the waste, unlike the urine, this can be toxic and dangerous to your health. Just keep that in mind when you're getting rid of it. So the final part of the puzzle, good old loo roll.
We do have a few months worth stored in our preps. Obviously, this one was just a cheap one. I don't know where it was from, but £1.29 pounds, sorry, per pack for 4 rolls. It says it's scented as well, so that would be nice for you. But yeah, maybe don't go for the cheapest. If you can afford to go for a little bit more expensive, then that would probably be a little bit nicer, and you might not regret it as much.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has experienced it, but perhaps if you've been to a bar or a restaurant or whatever, and they don't use the best quality loo roll, yeah, well, I'm sure you know what I'm meaning. I would try and store what you use regularly if you can, if you're able to. Like I say, this was the cheaper budget one. We got this as part of our other £7 for 7 days prepping videos. It was the cheapest one available at the time, and at a push, yes, I would use this, but I would much rather use what we use all the time, which is these ones. As Laura said, we've got a few months worth stored away, but inevitably it will run out. So, what do you wipe with when there's nothing left? I'm sure, like most people, you witnessed at the start of COVID the run on toilet roll and the worry about not being able to get any and thinking, what am I going to do? Um, we were no different. We had that panic when we went to the supermarket, and there was none left. We had a couple of rolls left in the house, which in our home doesn't last very long. Our children seem to eat it, I think, instead of wiping their backsides with it. But no, like I say, we had the panic and we're looking what we're going to do. So we looked at alternatives, modern day alternatives. Yes, there's the things like you could use leaves and stuff, but we're not quite there yet. So we looked at um, bath sponges were one. Um, Obviously, kind of use them and then you have to wash it afterwards. Um, it's it's not the best, but it would do. It would certainly clean you. Yeah. Another method that we've seen, and we've seen this one on the Provident Preppers channel, is using scrap material. Things like old t-shirts, bed sheets, things like that, cotton material. Cutting them into sort of 6 to 8 inch squares, um, and using those to wipe with is kind of reusable wipes. Um, you'd need kind of two containers for this. One to store the fresh cloths dry, ready for use, and the other one with a strong detergent solution in it, or perhaps even a bleach solution. So once you're wiped, you have somewhere to put it. Once the container's full of the used ones, you can wash those in your preferred way. Again, I would use a strong detergent or perhaps a bleach solution just to make sure that any bugs or whatever are killed off, any bacteria. And then hang them out to dry on a washing line, kind of like they did in the old days with the the terry towel nappies.
So another method that you could use if you didn't want to use sponges, little squares of old bed sheet or t-shirt, would be baby wipes or proper toilet wipes.
Yeah.
Obviously, just as you would with toilet paper, just wipe yourself and then just pop it into a bag and just tie it up and pop it away wherever you are putting your dirty rubbish.
Yeah. Again, baby wipes. Like I say, everyone. Well, I say everyone. Everyone who's had children knows how handy they are for cleaning that area. So yeah, it'd be no different for an adult using them on themselves rather than on an infant. Um, and yeah, they'd keep you clean and tidy. One last thing to remember, and just in case people forget this, you still need to be washing your hands. So make sure, as well as having alternative toilets and alternative wiping methods, make sure that you've got a method of keeping your hands clean afterwards. Whether that's soap and water, whether that's alcohol, gel, whatever, keep yourself clean. So that's it for today's video. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please leave them below. If you haven't already, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, if you'd like to see more videos like this, although perhaps a bit of a better topic, then please hit that subscribe button as well.
And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you're notified when we upload a new video.
That's correct.
So that's all for today. So we'll say bye for now.
See you later.
Bye.